as well. Good morning. Today is December 26, 2024. Name is Randell Clifford Means. Thought I'd just make a brief video. Interesting facts, just random. So I dated a lot through high school and college. Even though I went to all boys Catholic high school in the Michigan, Detroit Catholic Central, now located in Novi, Michigan. But at that time, people was in Redford. So even though I dated a lot through high school and college, had tons of pictures with females and whatnot, I've only actually had 2 relationships in high school, 2 relationships at Ball State in Muncie, Indiana, and 1 official girlfriend at Howard University, and 3 situationships, let's say. So my freshman year girlfriend slash dating homecoming date as well was Samantha Kopak, who is now from Ladywood High School. She is now part of she's very high up in the financial department of the Federal Reserve in Chicago. And then Carla Hubcheck from Canton, who is that went to Canton High School, and she is now a nurse in California. Then at Ball State University, met these 2 at the same time, ironically. The first week when campus started, even though I went to Ball State early with Eric Lewis over the summer, legally at that time period, but we ain't talk about that. Met both Courtney Patterson, as well as, dang, what's her name right now? Oh, I can't think of it right now. That's sad. But Courtney Patterson was my best friend through Ball State years. And basically, yeah, she is from Toronto, Canada, with a full scholarship softball player at Ball State University. And she was in the book situation with me, illegally selling books to students, and they'll loan them to them, and then they $2,000 worth of books, and we'd get them books for for $300. They just give it back to us at the end of the semester. It worked out pretty well until pretty much 2 players on a football team, one was getting kicked out and one was transferring, accumulated damn near $40,000 in books. And they started investigating everybody. Bubba Cunningham, and that's when Brady Hoke was like, what the hell, this is petty. But 48 athletes ended up getting turned in by football, baseball, basketball, track, etc. I was going to be suspended for 7 games in my junior season if I stayed there. And I'm like, it's going to mess up my pro prospects. I had connections in D.C. And I was like, okay, I'll transfer to Howard, which I did. Didn't miss any game of my junior season or my senior season. Was a true blessing. But Courtney met me at my place, in my house, before I left, and gave me some glass champagne bottles, very expensive, and a book, 50 Things to Always Remember. It was a great book. I don't know where I put that book, but she was a good friend and talked to me through some trying times when I first came back to Michigan in 2009 for a couple of years. She's married to one of the richest families now in Canada, actually, ironically, the Carcolos. Her husband was ex-MLB player. They got the powerhouse batting sports training for baseball in Canada. So it's pretty cool. Never know who got my security clearance with Livingston International or helped me with the drama with Canada, with Livingston International and Deloitte Tesla back in 2021. Definitely when Ambassador Bridge shut down and Port Huron shut down and Blaine, Washington shut down. I was like, okay, the Teamsters over there is getting a little too much. So I'm like, I'm out. Because I was a Teamster with US Ecology as a chemical process engineer technician in 2018. Fast forward, transferred to Howard University. First girl I briefly dated, Simone Hazel Stevenson from Chicago. At that time period, I know who she was telling me about, a senator from her state, who was Barack Obama, and her next door neighbor in Chicago. So Simone Hazel Stevenson, father was a doctor, do fundraisers for the Obamas at their house when they was senator, first term president, second term president. She was cool peoples with me. And then consulted a lot with her as a friend. And then briefly dated Amanda Brown from Atlanta, Georgia, who constantly stayed in contact with me for years. We had a situationship, and she actually stayed in contact with me, briefly called me every year for like 7-8 years after college. Just like, around my birthday time or something. That was cool. Just to see how I'm doing. And I know what she was doing that time period. She's like, I'm at Verizon, I'm at this, that. Come and find out, she went to Texas law after Howard, got her law degree, and she was a corporate lawyer for Verizon Wireless for some years, then the government. Now she's at some big firm in Georgia, or corporation in Georgia as a corporate lawyer. She's married now. It's a true blessing. Spoke to her on LinkedIn last year. It was pretty cool. My official girlfriend that gave me, I'm sorry, let me get my other situationship, Paris Walker. She was very tight with me my last 7 months in DC. Actually, she herself and my official girlfriend are the ones that visited my condo, my $1 million condo in Arlington, Virginia, my last semester at Howard University before graduating. That was owned by an Asian married couple. The male husband was actually a manager in the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. He charged me $500 per month for rent for a $1 million electric key condo in Arlington, Virginia. Literally, even though Google Maps says one thing, I live literally 10 minutes from Langley, Virginia, where the CIA headquarters is at, my last semester in DC. But Paris Walker from Atlanta, Georgia, or whatever part of Georgia, she was actually the VP of the Deltas sorority. Spent a lot of time with me my last semester there. She went to Harvard Business School to get her master's after Howard University. She does a lot of political packs now. She's doing very well. I think she's married now too. She's cool peoples. And then my official girlfriend gave me headaches all the time. Markel Cannon. That was my only official girlfriend at Howard University. Actually, everybody knew. And with her, yeah, she is, her mother's a doctor, her aunt's a doctor, I think, but they both went to Howard University, and they are AKAs, ironically. Her father's a professor. Her sister was cool with me. She was cool people's. Markel just thought it was crazy. All 30 years at Howard, just thought it was crazy. But Markel Cannon is from Leawood, Kansas, and she was actually next door neighbors to Herman Cain, who ran for president against Obama. Herman Cain, people thought he was just a pizza guy that sold pizzas. Actually, he was the head of the Kansas Federal Reserve for years before he actually ran for president, a black man. So yeah, brief history for today.